Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you for streaming with us. We appreciate it. We've got a pretty nice day out there. We've got partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a sticky day. It's going to be a steamy day. We've got a lot of moisture to work with. There will be some thunder shower activity this afternoon. I would say that and I know it's on everybody's just top of their mind is what is the flood threat today? Well, there's no flood watch. There's no warnings out there. I would say that if there is some flooding, which it's potential, it would be isolated because there will be some isolated downpours, and if they can generate, an 1.5 to 2 inches of rain, then we would have a flooding issue here or there, but I think it's going to be a very isolated thing. So there'll be isolated 2 to 3 inch rainfall amounts possible. Tomorrow, just some isolated to scattered afternoon rain. We probably won't see any at all on Thursday. We'll have hazy conditions, and then I think isolated to scattered rain will be back on Saturday. Okay, for those that haven't seen it, we put together here at KENS 5, we put together a timeline of exactly what transpired before the floods, okay? I can tell you this, Tuesday through Thursday, flooding was mentioned in the discussions from the National Weather Service. 1:18 Thursday afternoon, the afternoon before the flooding, flood watch was issued through that would go all the way through Friday morning. In the flood watch, the discussion said 7 inches of rain is possible and possibility of river flooding in the hill country in Kerr County. At 6:10 that evening, there was a special weather statement from, I believe it was the Weather Prediction Center, that said that there was concerning trends. Flash flooding was becoming likely. Rainfall rates higher than 3 inches per hour, and a lot of different meteorologists posted. I know me personally, I had posted that evening that there was the potential for the low-level jet to get really active and interact with tropical moisture, and that would cause flooding, and it would be a night to stay aware. Okay, so at 1:14 in the morning, flash flood warning was issued for Kerr County, and that typically triggers the wireless emergency alerts. At 2:28, there was what they call a flash flood communication, just talking about what is happening and that flash flooding will likely begin in Kerrville. At 3:02, there was another communication. At 3:35, they reissued that warning, and in the warning it said that the threat level was considerable. And at 4:03, there was a flash flood emergency, and it said there's a potentially dangerous situation. So where was the river at this time? The Guadalupe River at Hunt hit moderate stage, I believe, at about 3:30. So somewhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock started getting really serious. The Guadalupe River at Hunt reached major flood stage, which is 22 feet. at about 4:10 that morning. Now, the thing that's interesting is Kerrville, the Guadalupe River at Kerrville, hit major flooding at about that same time. Once you get to that major flood stage, then you've got some real issues, and from there it just went to catastrophic after that. So you really had to make plans before about 3:45, because after that it started going really downhill really quick. So in case you haven't heard, that's kind of the timeline, and that's the way it all came together as far as warnings and statements being issued. Okay, let's talk about today. Temperature out there right now, we've got 86, partly cloudy skies. You can just look at that and know that things have changed a little bit. Record high for the date is 105 back in 1939. We haven't hit a record high since the middle of May, I believe. And I don't see any record highs anytime on the horizon. You know, around here, whenever we have ground moisture, this really becomes more like Florida. The way the weather patterns and the way the daily occurrences of weather, the way it happens. If it's really bone dry, then this kind of becomes more like Phoenix. But we're more like Florida right now. High temperatures, 92 degrees. We'll have 30% chance of scattered showers and storms this afternoon. Could have some locally heavy downpours, and that could lead to some flooding, but I think that's going to be very localized as we head through the day. Let's take a look at the radar right now and see if anything's out there. By the way, we do have some questions, it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, thank you. Could you please stop the rain? Yeah, you know, that's the way it is around here. In South Texas, either we don't have rain or we've got too much, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, you know, Regina, that's a good point. You know, I just showed you the timeline. I have no idea what happened, and my thoughts and prayers just go out to everybody out there. And, you know, here's the sad thing. It's going to happen again, so they need some kind of siren system or something, because somewhere along that Guadalupe River, it's going to happen again. It's happened through history and will likely happen again, but I am not sure if they got messages. I have no idea about that. Let's see. Yeah, the problem is that we're sleeping, and here's the bad thing. When these type of flooding events, and by the way, they usually happen late June, early July, and the way that it happens is pretty much similar. You have some kind of decaying tropical system that comes into West Texas or West Central Texas, and just kind of dies out. And you've got all kinds of moisture to work with. And then this is where you get in trouble, is at night when the sun goes down, you have this low-level jet, and it just feeds in moisture. And if you have too much rain in one place for too long, then it just kind of feeds on itself, and that's exactly what happened. And that's going to happen again sometime in the future. So they need to have some kind of a warning system that everybody can really, really rely on. But there was warning before it started flooding. All right, you can see what's happening out there right now. We've got this inverted trough that's just to our west. To the east of that, there's a lot of moisture to work with, and showers and thunder showers are developing out there as we speak. All right, let's see. We've got some lightning strikes as well. I think today the bulk of the precip is going to be over to our east. Matter of fact, I've been using the HRRR short range model. I think it's doing the best. You can see how it's picking up on this for this afternoon. And some of the downpours, they could be heavy, and does include Bexar County. And again, there's just an isolated risk that some of the rainfall could be heavy enough that will lead to isolated flooding. All right, the rivers are not the rivers, but the lakes are coming up. I believe Canyon Lake went from 45% full to now 62. That's good. Medina Lake is still way behind, and the aquifer is really responding to the rain, up 15 feet since May 22nd. All right, let me show you the 14-day, because I got to go and run and do the noon show. 92 will be the high today. Tomorrow, 93. 30% today, 20% tomorrow. Hazy conditions on Thursday with Saharan dust coming in, and then we're back to like a 10 to 20% chance for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Most of next week, highs mid-90s and partly cloudy skies. Again, I don't think I have time to go through any more of the comments. Let's see. David, hey, the best time to start thinking about your retirement is before the boss does. Again, we'll leave it at that. David, you're right on track. I appreciate you, David. All right, thanks everybody for streaming with us. Make sure to watch the noon, 4, 5, 6, and 10. I will be back tomorrow, and we thank you so much for streaming with us. We'll see you later.